Hmm? I'm on. Sorry. Hello, good evening, and welcome. And yes, good evening and welcome. And how is everybody? I'll tell you what, I cannot deal with this heat. The heat is really, really, really getting to me. Anyway, hello, Scott. How are you?
Hi, Steve. Doing great. How are you doing?
Brilliant, brilliant. Um,
Nice.
nice to see you again.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me on again.
It's okay, it's okay. Tell everybody, tell all my listeners about you.
Well, I'm Scott Damgaard. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, where I work as a musician. I'm a songwriter. I just released my seventh album. This one is an acoustic album where it's just me and my guitar. I call my guitar Mary Rose. This is her. And me and Mary Rose recorded about 12 songs together, put out a new album. All my other albums are full band with bass, drums, keyboards, guitars, and everything. Anyway, what else? I'm from Wisconsin originally, grew up in Milwaukee, big fan of the Beatles growing up, and ended up loving music and ended up learning how to play guitar and do some singing, and that's what I'm doing.
Brilliant, brilliant. Tell everybody about your new single that you've got then, your new song.
Well, I've got this new album that just came out. It's called Me and Mary Rose. This is the album cover.
Okay, brilliant.
And as you can see, that's me and Mary Rose, right? It's us.
Okay.
And yeah.
So why Mary Rose?
Okay. Well, the reason I named my guitar Mary Rose is because it's named after my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law passed away, and my wife got a little bit of an inheritance, and she said, I want to take some of this money and buy you a nice acoustic guitar, because basically up until that point on my musician's income, I've never really spent more than like $500 for a guitar. And so I've always had like midline guitars. And so when my wife offered to buy me a nice guitar with a little bit of her inheritance that she got from her mother, Mary Rose, I asked if it would be okay if I could name her Mary Rose, so I'd think of her every time I play it. So
okay.
That's why I did
got the guitar there. While you got the guitar there,
yeah.
Can you sing us your new song?
Me and Mary Rose is the first song on the album, and it's basically I decided to call the album Me and Mary Rose because it was just me and her, nobody else, no drummers or bass players or anything. And I decided I needed a song called Me and Mary Rose. And at first I was going to write it about my relationship with my guitar. But then I thought, no, why don't I write it about Mary Rose, about my mother-in-law? And my father-in-law passed away before I met my wife, so I never got to meet him. But she's told me stories, and through the stories, I put together this song, and it's called Me and Mary Rose. It goes like this. I met Mary Rose in high school. It was love at first sight. And when we got together, I had to be with her every night. I wasn't much for schooling, had to get out as soon as I could. But I Managed to get through trade school and make my living with hands and wood. And Mary Rose stands by me through all my ups and downs. No matter if I'm low or high. And life isn't always easy. One thing about me and Mary Rose, we always find a way to get by. We had a double wedding, a real family affair. We raised two lovely daughters, another love could never compare. I used my skills to build her a dream house where we could live. When my business went bad, we had to sell it, 'cause something had to give. And Mary Rose stands by me through all my ups and downs. No matter if I'm low or high. And life isn't always easy. One thing about me and Mary Rose, we always find a way to get by. Me and Mary Rose, I'll go wherever she goes, 'cause nothing feels as good as me and Mary Rose. I learned from my hard lessons, my business began to rise. Mary Rose took a job as a hostess. I saw satisfaction in her eyes. And sometimes she gets all dolled up. I take her out dancing. We always get home early enough for a little romancing. Mary Rose stands by me through all my ups and downs. No matter if I'm low or high. And life isn't always easy. One thing about me and Mary Rose, we always find a way to get by. We always find a way to get by.
Brilliant. Very good.
Thank you, Steve. Me and Mary Rose.
Well done. What was the idea about the video that you made? It was when this is all over.
When This Is All Over.
Yeah.
That's another song I recorded for my new album. The video that you see is like an early version of the song. I actually rewrote the second verse. So if you listen to the album version, the second verse is a little different. But I wanted to basically kind of capture what I was going through during the pandemic, where I wasn't able to go out and play gigs or to do my favorite thing, which is to go hear other musicians play gigs or to go to concerts or movies or anything. And so I, basically spent a lot of time at home in the house and made puzzles and things like that just to pass the time and, have something going on in my head. And I was making a puzzle one day and this idea came to me for this song. And I decided to film it in my backyard because that was like as far as I got outdoors was my backyard, And so I'm glad you saw that video. Thanks for bringing that one up. I like it. And I've still been playing that song at my shows, and it's I wasn't sure if people were going to say, "Hey, Scott, it's all over," but it seems to be resonating with people.
Oh no, we play your music on our radio all the time, Scott.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Um, I want to have a look at the other song you done,
Okay.
and that was Through a Stained Glass Eye. What was that about?
Well, Through a Stained Glass Eye is an album title, and it's I think it's 13 songs on that album. And I used to be in a band called Stained Glass Eye, and at some point we kind of, you know, we never really officially broke up, but we kind of went our own separate ways and got busy with other projects, and just never got back to it. And I had been continuing on as a solo artist. Scott Damgaard is my artist name. When I put out albums, they're all under my name. And I wanted to do an album with those guys in Stained Glass Eye, but I was using the name Scott Damgaard as the artist name. And so I wanted to incorporate the name of the band Stained Glass Eye into the album. So I called the album Through a Stained Glass Eye.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it was like kind of. Then it was a new CD release you had. Was That's Letting Go? What was that about?
She's Letting Go.
Yeah.
Well, that was a song based on, you know, a real incident where I had been in a relationship for about 7 years with this woman, and we basically were breaking up. You know, again, it was not really a cut and dry situation. It was more I could feel her like letting go of the hold that we had on each other, you know, like the bonds that we had together. I could feel her just letting go of me, you know.
Yeah.
And so I wrote this song, and you know, it's not really a sad song, but it's a sad song. You know what I mean? It's a kind of a rocker. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Ticket to Ride is a pretty rocking song. It's kind of a heavy rock song, Ticket to Ride, but it's about a girl leaving him. So, you know, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. After the people that I speak to on my radio or on podcasts, they say sometimes we just talk about things that's happening in my life, in our lives,
Hmm. Yeah.
and that's what people do. Do you do that? Do you
I
do that
think,
a lot?
yeah, I think most of my lyrics, they have to come from some actual reality. Sometimes I pull from like 5 or 6 different things that happened to me and I put it into one song. So it's kind of melded together, and might be a line. This line might be from that incident and this line might be from that incident, but somehow together it all makes, the same story. It tells the story.
Yeah. Can you sing us another song?
You want to hear that She's Letting Go song?
Yeah, go on.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll play
Thank
it for
you.
you. I feel like I'm not getting Mary Rose in the picture too good here. Let me
No,
angle
you're all
this
right.
up.
We can see you. Don't worry.
You're all right.
Yeah, we are all right. Don't worry.
She's letting go. She don't know why. She is letting go. She can't go on. She can't hold on. She is letting go. Something's wrong with my baby. She's so sad. She's so blue. I'd like to help her, but I don't know just what to do. And now she's letting go. She don't know why. She is letting go. She can't go on. She can't hold on. She's letting go. She's been reading, I've been bleeding. She's been learning, and I've been yearning. She's letting go, she don't know why, but she is letting go. She can't go on, she can't hold on. She is letting go. Oh yeah, yeah. She's letting go. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. She's letting go of me.
Wow. Well, we've got to get you over in the UK.
Oh yeah, let's get me over there, Stevie.
We will do. Don't you worry.
All right.
Wow, that was brilliant. That's answered some questions here from the radio. Thank you very much for all the listeners tonight. We've got around about 2,600 on the radio. Thank
Nice.
you so much.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
We are picking your questions right now. Okay, what is your most embarrassing moment when you're doing a concert?
My most embarrassing moment. That's a good question. You know, those are the ones we really like to forget, right?
Yeah.
I remember one time I was playing in a new venue that I'd never played before, and I got there, and it was a restaurant with a bar, and I set up, and then when I just noticed how quiet it was. Like nobody was talking to themselves or amongst themselves or anything. Everyone was just sitting there in silence, and I played a song, and when I finished, I was expecting at least somebody to clap, and there was nobody clapping. And so I played another song, and when I finished that one, then I hear a, and I thought, oh, at least one person's clapping. And it didn't sound all that enthusiastic, but at least it was somebody, right? And so I looked around the room to see where the person was that was clapping, so I could look them in the eye and say thank you. And when I found the person, they weren't actually clapping. They were hitting a ketchup bottle, trying to get the ketchup out. And that was pretty embarrassing, I have to say.
Okay. Rose wants to know. What's it? Rosemary wants to know. I love the song about Rose. That's good.
Oh, thank you.
That's my name, actually.
Oh, great.
Yes. You don't live in England, do you? Because I think you need a rose at the moment. You're a lovely young man.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah.
No, I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, in the United
too
States.
far for you, Rose. Too far for you. Rob wants to know, how long have you been singing?
Well, for about 20 minutes now. No, just kidding. Yeah, I guess, in school I was in the choir, and so I did that, but the choir wasn't really a rock and roll situation for me. So I got out of that. And then I had a friend who he had a bass guitar, and he showed me how to put my fingers on it and how to pluck the strings and move my hand around. And he said, you should get a guitar because I know a drummer and we can put a band together. And, so it wasn't even my idea to get a guitar. But when I did, then I didn't even want to be the singer. I wanted to just be the rhythm guitar player, maybe sing some backup vocals. But I ended up in a band situation where everybody was looking at each other saying, I'm not singing, you sing. I'm not singing, you sing. And finally, I couldn't stand it anymore that there was nobody singing. So I just said, all right, I'll do it. And then it turned out I was able to do it good enough that they allowed me to be the singer. And I guess that was high school. Even then, I was still pretty shy about it. I was meeting another guy in college who was a really good singer, and I started playing with him, and I told him that I couldn't sing. But then I accidentally started singing with along with him, and he looked at me and said, "You lied to me. You can sing." And he was the guy that actually worked with me and developed my ability to sing harmonies. And we would do a lot of Beatles songs with, you know, how the Beatles have such great harmony parts and everything, and we would take turns singing lead. And after that, he joined a band, and I ended up having to just go by myself and play solo acoustic style. And just kind of, I was forced to because I wanted to play and I didn't have anybody else to play with. And from that moment forward, it was groundbreaking for me because I realized I had the ability to just accompany myself on my guitar and sing, and I've been doing it ever since. You know, I did go through college and got a degree, and I got a job. I wanted to work in the music business, and I took a job as an assistant road manager for a touring show. But you know, just couldn't. I couldn't stay backstage. I had to get up on the stage. So
Well done.
yeah,
I'm glad you are. What's
yeah,
the
thanks.
most um who's your inspiration in life?
My inspiration, my biggest inspiration is got to be John Lennon. I as both a songwriter and as a just an all around thinker. You know, I read every interview he ever gave, and it really inspired me quite a bit to you know, do follow my path and do my thing. And but I'm also very inspired by my parents. My parents, they both grew up on farms. We're from the Midwest part of the United States, and one thing my mom and my dad both had in common was when they were 16 years old. They didn't know each other at the time, but they when they were both 16, the family had to give up the farming and do something else. And so when they turned 18, they had they had to decide what they were going to do with their lives, and they both decided they didn't want to stay in a small farm town if they weren't going to have the farm. So my mom moved to the city of Milwaukee looking to get work as a secretary, and my dad joined the army and got stationed in Milwaukee. And so they met there, and of course they had that background in common. So they ended up, you know, getting married and having a family and raising the kids. And you know, neither one of them went to college. They both just had high school diplomas, and they both did really well with their careers. My mom ended up working as a secretary for the general manager of the Milwaukee Bucks NBA basketball team, the team that just won the championship last week. Go Bucks! She spent 15 years working for the Bucks, and she kind of moved up, you know, with promotions over the time, and ended up going to the Golden State Warriors basketball team, becoming the assistant general manager of the team. She was a real groundbreaker. For women, she was the first woman to travel with the team, and you know, basically, you know, when she was doing this, it was an all boys club, you know. And my dad, he got a job as a salesman, working for this company, and you know, after working for them, he ended up becoming the president of the company. And I just saw in my parents the you know, if you had the will to succeed and you put your mind to it, you know, whatever you put your mind to, you can accomplish it. And it doesn't matter if you have a college degree or whatnot. And so my choice to become a professional musician was a little scary at first because it's not a very secure paying job by any means. And but I just told myself, if I put my mind to it, I can make it happen. And
Oh yeah, and plus you're very good at it.
oh, well, thank you, thank you.
Your music is every time we play your music on radio, we always get, when is he coming on? When is he coming on? When is he coming on?
Oh,
You
great!
know. So
That's fantastic, Steve.
Do you know you got a fan club in the UK? You know.
Well, I'm
Do you know that?
I'm learning this. I'm learning this. I've been live streaming through the pandemic, and so I've actually, hooked up with some groups, and there's some really great groups out of the UK, and the Songwriters Corner and the Sunday Sessions, and there's um, some in Ireland, some in Scotland, and
Mm.
I I feel like a lot of people are getting to know each other this way. It's been really productive, really great.
We what when a guest comes on to us, what we do is we share the songs, we share all this. And when we first had you, we had a feedback on, I think it was around about 8,000 people for us. For us,
Wow.
big, because we only started last year. So for us, that was really big. And like tonight, it's got up to around about 3,800 at the moment on the radio. But what I'm trying to say is your music does touch people.
Well, that's great to hear, because I guess that's what I'm trying to do is to touch people. And music did a lot for me, especially in those vulnerable high school years, and got me through all my ups and downs, and my especially the hard times. The thing I turn to most is music, and somehow I feel like that's my purpose, is to sort of pass, pay it forward.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, do the same thing for somebody else that was done for me.
yeah.
If I can do that, then I've succeeded.
Are you married now? Are you
Yeah.
with somebody? Married?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been
Uh,
married for almost 6 years now.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Yeah.
And what does your partner think of you doing music?
Oh, she loves it. She loves it, and
Yeah.
she's very supportive, and you know, she's got her own full time job. She's an accountant, and so we have kind of different. I'm more like a creative artist, and she's more of an numbers person, but somehow those opposites attract with us, and she's she's very independent. So I guess what's good is I tend to work at night, and she works during the day, and sometimes we don't see each other too much, because I'll be when I wake up, she's already gone to work, and then when she comes home, I'm leaving for my work, and that can be a problem with with relationships. I know I've had that problem in the past, but with my wife Karen, I've been really lucky that she's both supportive, and she's a very strong, independent person who, she can take care of herself when I'm not around, and she doesn't get worried about anything. She's a very
Good,
secure
good.
person, so I'm very lucky.
Yeah, and that's what you need in it, a strong person
Yeah.
to because
Yes.
women they're very protective, aren't they? Women are.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, and you know, I've had past relationships where it didn't work out, because when if they weren't able to be with me at my show, they just would get these thoughts in their head that something was happening, and it can eat away at the relationship. And so I'm really glad that I met Karen, and that I have someone that gets me. She understands
Good,
me.
good. Can you sing that song for us?
Which song?
Any song? Can you sing us the last one,
Another song? Sure.
please? Yeah,
Absolutely. I'd like to sing you one off of the new album.
yeah, please. Yeah, yeah.
I on the album there's 12 songs, and I wrote or co-wrote 10 of them, and then there's one that was written by someone who I believe you've had on your show. Her name is Amber Crowley.
All right. Yeah, Amber. Yeah,
So if it's all right with you, I think I'd like to play Amber's song that I
yeah.
wrote.
Brilliant.
Great. This is called "It's a New Day." And I
Oh, I
really,
love it.
oh yeah, you know the song.
Yeah, it's my
I find
favorite.
the
Yeah.
song very inspirational, especially with coming out of the pandemic and being able to play music for people again in person, and just uh, just a great positive song. I love all of Amber's songs.
Brilliant.
So if you don't mind me playing her song for you, I'd love it.
That's
It's
great.
like this.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a new day, and there's a new way. There's a road you never rode ahead of you. Open your eyes, open your heart, open your arms, embrace the day. Alarm clock jangles me out of bed, shower and coffee to clear my head for the new day. I grab my keys and step outside, greeted by the fresh sunrise of a new day. It's a new day, there's a new way, there's a road you never rode ahead of you. So open your eyes, open your heart, open your arms, embrace the day. I stop for a moment just to breathe, grateful for the life we lead in the new day. The present's a gift we get to open today. Yesterday's ship has sailed away. It's a new day. It's a new day. There's a new way. There's a road you never rode ahead of you. So open your eyes, open your heart, open your arms, embrace the day. It's a new day, there's a new way, there's a road we never rode ahead of us. So let's open our eyes, let's open our hearts, open our arms, embrace the day. La la la, it's a new day. La la la, it's a new day. Come on, sing it with me. La la la, it's a new day. La la la, it's a new day.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Scott, I'll tell you what, Scott, that was brilliant. Thank you very much for your time tonight. That was
Thank you,
brilliant.
Steve. Thanks for having me on the show again. I really
I don't,
appreciate it.
oh, we're going to get you back if that's all right with you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Thank you. So that was Scott, everybody. And how can we get your music, Scott? How can people get your music?
Well, I have a website, scottdamgaard.com, SCOTTDAMGAARD.com. And I have to set up a new store on my website because I used to sell my CDs through cdbaby.com, but they don't sell physical CDs for me anymore. They decided to stop doing that. And but it is available for download on iTunes, Amazon, all of the streaming services. You can stream it on Spotify. You can go to YouTube and find all my music. I have all 7 albums are there. So
Brilliant, brilliant, really good.
and you can always write to me at scott@scottdamgaard.com, and if there's a better way for you to get my music, we can talk about it and I'll get it to you.
There you go. And he might sign the CD. You never know. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you might sign the CD for them, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, I would.
Brilliant. But don't. But trouble is, do not send it. So, if he signs it, don't sell it on eBay. Okay. Don't sell it on eBay.
Right.
A lot of artists, what they do is they send me CDs sometimes, and I look at them and think, okay, that'll go on eBay. And I had it on there for a couple of years, and I only got 1p for it. So don't bother. Don't bother. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Scott,
funny.
Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you.
coming on
Thank you,
tonight.
Steve.
Yes, people are already bugging me. They said, "Can we have him back, please? Can we have him back?"
Oh yeah.
promise
Just
you-
let me know when, Steve. We'll come back.
Yeah, I promise you, we will have him back.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Scott. Thank you. God bless. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.